Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. This is going to be a really quick response to Jacob, female metal fan is his username. Someone who's kind of new to the VC. I think he's has like maybe 6 or 7 videos that he's put up so far, somewhere around there. And I saw Aaron did a response to his contest video, which it seems like I find so many people just by watching Aaron's videos and going like, who's that? And kind of following it back. So Aaron does a great job of supporting so many channels and doing tons of videos and everything. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of come over and do a quick response to your video, just kind of support your channel. And yeah, like I said, let me know what you think. So simply put, I mean, I think he has like 64 subs right now and he's just kind of building. And so he said, help me get more subs to my channel just by showing anywhere from 3 to 10 records from your collection. I mean, it was really just kind of that open, so to speak. And so, of course, there's no way I could figure out what to pull just by randomly saying 3 to 10 records. So I decided to give some type of theme so I could get some parameters on what to look for or pull out. So I decided to do something simple, is I just wanted to pull some records that had what I considered to be perfect songs on them. Plain and simple. So I pulled a bunch out and figured I was just going to show 5 and kind of go from there. Now with all of these, they're not like the greatest 5 songs of all time, but it's just like the songs, or this particular song on this album, I think it's just perfection, where they just could not do it any better. So let's just kind of dive right into it. And actually, I pulled 10, even though I was only going to show 5. So I'll just flash the 5 I decided not to talk about really quick. So one is going to be the Allman Brothers, Midnight Rider. I think that song is absolute perfection. Kind of creeps me out when I listen to it. Nick Gilder, Hot Child in the City. I think that's another song too that I think is pretty much kind of a perfect song. Kind of the 70s soft rock in the verse. You have the very, very, very Motownish guitar riffs within the song, and just kind of that 70s groove thing that's just kind of cool from a kind of a pop rock perspective. So see, I said we're going to talk about them, and I ended up talking about them. Bad Company, so many songs you could choose by them, but I think Shooting Star off of Straight Shooter here is absolute. It's Bad Company's best song in my opinion. Even though it's not the song I like listening to the most by them, I think that's their best song. If I think about songs I actually like listening to the most, it's probably How About That off of Here Comes Trouble. I think that's probably my favorite song to listen to by them. But yeah, you know, there's so many you can pick from them, but I just think on that song, the smoothness of the vocal delivery, the storytelling, of course, is amazing, and it just has that Bad Company energy to it. It's almost like I'd say when Bad Company does soft rock, it's some of the hardest rock kind of thing. But another one that you guys hear me yap about all the time, so I won't continue, you know, just keep going. Actually, I will continue to keep going on and on about this. As I have for the past 2 years. Bruce Springsteen, Western Stars. I think one of his top 2 best albums of all time. A number of songs you can pull off of here that could classify as being perfect. I mean, Sundown, Stones, Chasing Wild Horses, There Goes My Miracle. All those songs are perfection, but the one I would say is the absolute on there is Hitchhiking. And again, the thing that makes that album so great to me is it's basically a country album, an acoustic country album, but the way that he brings kind of that small orchestra and big strings into it to create like a build up and the power and explosion, if you will, within the songs. Like it's magical the way he does it on there. But Hitchhiking, perfection. And again, when you talk about perfect songs, you better mention this album. You know, Southeastern by Jason Isbell. It's easy to go right to Elephant, because that might be one of the most impactful, strongest songs I've ever heard in my entire life. But I was gonna use the song Relatively Easy off of there, which again, is just his storytelling, the feel, the whole nine, and so forth. So those are the 5 that didn't make the cut, even though I did just kind of work them in a little bit. So these are the 5 I decided to show. And again, not the top 5 of all time, although 3 of them probably, 2 of them for sure would be in my top 10 of just best songs of all time. But anyway, we'll kind of dive right into it. This wouldn't be, but it's definitely a song worth mentioning, which is Paul Revere and the Raiders. And the song Just Like Me is, when it comes to that whole garage rock sound, like that three or four chord riffs, you know, and kind of the stuff that falls right in line with Hang On Sloopy and Glory and like all that type of garage rock. Just Like Me might be one of the best songs in that category. And they nail it from the first second the song kicks in. It's heavy, it's groovy. The guitar solo in it is just freaking awesome. So if you're not familiar with that for some reason, make sure you check that out by Paul Revere and the Raiders. That's definitely a perfect track. Now the second one that I picked is actually out of the Woodstock performance, if you will. And again, there's probably what, 20, 30, perfect performances or tracks that you could pick off of out of this. The one I'm going with is definitely, Joe Cocker's A Little Help from My Friend is definitely right there. I could easily pick that one as well. But Soul Sacrifice by Santana at Woodstock just does not get any better. And that was basically just a jam section. Jam session. There wasn't even, any vocals of that song. And I remember reading or seeing in a documentary or something like that, which you figured most people at Woodstock were just really kind of blown out of their minds, when they got on stage. And when you watch the live performance, you can kind of see it. I mean, Santana is just off in his own world. So is the drummer, what's his name? He actually looked like he fell asleep and he was taking a nap and his hands and feet were just like, don't worry, dude, we got this. And just was going off. But it wouldn't be hard to convince me they literally sacrificed somebody before that performance just to get it to the level that it was. Because they freaking jammed the heck out of that thing at Woodstock. And if for some reason you haven't seen that, make sure you looked it up and check that video out. But they rocked the heck out of that track. Perfect song off that album. So these next three are three that actually would make, if I was just looking at overall best songs, these three would actually make my top. Two of them probably make top 10. The other one would probably make top 25. And here's one of the things, even though it doesn't apply to one of these albums, here's one of the things that kind of goes into play when I'm thinking about best songs of all time, best rock songs or whatever of all time. Because you see I don't have any R&B or anything, hip hop or anything in here. So we're kind of focusing mainly just on rock pop. I think one of the things that takes a rock pop song to go into my mind as being one of the best of all times, it can't just be one thing, or it can't just be about what it is. And I guess that's kind of a wacky way of saying I need to really feel like, wow, this song is jamming. It's one awesome track that's coming at you. But if you start to really pay attention to different elements, you're like, wow, that is so gospel right there. That is so blues right there. That is so rock and roll right there. That's so southern rock right there. I think for me, the perfect songs are the ones that bring all of those elements into this one cohesive thing to say, all these things make these genres so great. I just gave you all of them in one smooth rockin' type of whatever. So again, that's how stuff starts to register in my mind. So when I talk about most perfect songs of all time, I'm probably not gonna pull something AC/DC like, because AC/DC are legends. AC/DC is freaking AC/DC. But when I think about my favorite AC/DC songs, it's just straightforward rock and roll. I'm not pulling a ton of blues or southern rock or gospel or all these type of things, into play there. So again, it's just kind of my criteria of how it fits in my head. So the one of my top 25 here that doesn't fit that criteria is this one here, which is Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me by The Cure, and it's the song Just Like Heaven. I think, in my opinion, I will argue all day that it's one of, if not the best pop song of all time. I just cannot figure out how a pop song could be made better than what they did on Just Like Heaven. the bass groove of it, the combination between that acoustic kind of strumming and of course just the magical guitar rhythm of that 80s sound, and then when the song takes off, it just carries you to a very magical place. So that song is absolute perfection, without question. Now going back more to what I was talking about just a second ago, one of the songs that's in that category, that's got 2 left here, is off of this album, which is Flat as a Pancake by Head East. And it's the song Never Been Any Reason. And all those same things I just mentioned, that song is the perfect jam session. It has, you know, a very, very, you know, thick Southern rock element to it. But then also, it, you know, what's that organ called that so many rock bands use? I mean, I think it's kind of the, like, you know, what the same organ that like Black Crowes use. I think Deep Purple use it, whatever that is. You know, some of that element comes in on this particular song. The harmonies between all of the guys singing throughout the chorus, very, very gospel-y type of harmonies that they put in there. You know, the cowbell, you know, just the whole nine. But yeah, to me, when that song takes off, it just lets you rock in that Southern rock style. So, you know, that definitely makes my list without question. Never Been Any Reason by Head East. Love that track. And last but not least, and this is the one too, again, like I said, those two make my top 25 or something like that. As of right now, I cannot think of a song that I would label as being a more complete, perfect rock song than this one here, which is Sting Me by the Black Crowes. And, you know, Black Crowes have a lot of great ones. I mean, you know, that whole Southern rock kind of feel that they kept alive, you know, during the 90s. But Sting Me, whoo! I just do not know how you make a more perfect rock song. You know, it's kind of I won't go into that. But again, when I'm kind of dissecting it, when I'm feeling it and taking it in, it's like, okay, the Southern rock is beyond there, okay? The blues element of the guitar delivery is definitely right there. And of course, just a straightforward rock and roll of it. What's his name's vocals, I mean, again, he's not like trying, he's not shifting from one thing to the next. But if you just sit and take in his vocals and that, it's like, man, that's so Southern rock, Lynyrd Skynyrd-ish. No, that's really more R&B. No, actually, it's a little more gospel. Like all of those elements are coming out in his delivery, but just like seamless. It's just doing what he does. Of course, like the organ I was just talking about, I think that's an element that always brings in a good combination between the gospel feel and that the Southern rock, and also, again, kind of going back to that rock of like Deep Purple and the way they utilized it. So all that's coming in there. The ladies sing in the background, again, very soulful, very R&B. The song just freaking rocks. And the way he's like playing the guitar throughout the not the chorus, but throughout the I'm drawing a blank here now. Just as they're going through the song, like he's not just playing like a rhythm, you know, as they're going through the verse, but like it's almost like he's riffing the entire time throughout the entire song. If you go back and listen to it, like I said, it's just like he's like, screw it, I'm not playing these same 5 chords over and over. Like, I'm just feeling it. And he's just all over the place riffing the entire song. And it all comes together. It's just like freaking perfection. So literally, to me, that's probably I think like the #1 song, even though it's not necessarily my favorite song to listen to all the time. It's just hard for me to deny the perfection of it when I do listen to it. So just absolutely awesome right there. So anyway, there's just kind of my little, you know, fun, pull a few things out. So Jacob, again, man, congratulations on kind of jumping into the VC here. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, guys, let me know what you think. You know, maybe leave a comment down below what you might classify as, you know, 2 or 3 of your favorite, what you consider to be perfect songs across the board. And as always, we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, guys.